When I walk across campus, I visualize many times the way things used to look. Like before Weinbrenner was there, the houses that were there. And I knew some faculty members and staff who rented houses, the upstairs or downstairs, or the old gas station where physical plant was located.
My office was actually located at the Marathon gas station on Fraser Street in Maine. They raised that building to put the Weinbrenner building in. When that was happening, we moved over to West Folk. I haven't made a lot of moves here on campus, but we moved over to West Folk. That's where Facility Services now is located, not physical plant any longer. But at that time, it was a gas station. It had a trailer for our job house, and we were kind of happy to see that one leave.
I mean, I can remember walking into Schaefer Library and the new Mac lab, those brand new, I don't know what they were called now, but we just thought it was the greatest thing to be able to sit behind a computer for the first time and to utilize that.
So my mom grew up on College Street, right where pretty much the lawn of the College of Business building is where my mom's house that she grew up in on College Street was. And she had an older brother he was quite a bit older than her, 13 years older. And so when they were kids, they would, Findlay College students would board there. They would live there at my grandparents' house as an alternative to the dorms or something like that. So my mom grew up with, having college students living in their house.
Behind Old Maid, there was a smaller gazebo there that I used to like to go out and sit in. I didn't smoke, so I wasn't smoking a cigarette there. I just wasn't that cool.
When I started here as a freshman, we were the first class to go through as the University of Findlay. And with that, there was probably maybe half of the amount of classroom buildings that we have now on campus, plus a lot more streets that went through the middle of campus.
I remember walking across streets to get to class and parking lots that are no longer here. So for me, it's exciting to see how the campus has changed and developed and really become a beautiful place for students and faculty and staff to be together and not have to be dodging cars as you're walking from the parking lot to the different buildings on campus.
Some of my best memories as a student is, playing stickball in between some of the dorms, and it would have been over by the science building there, and there was a street that ran through there, and if you were able to hit the ball across the road and into the bushes over there, that's an automatic home run. So
I just always have thought, I started in a old gas station on the corner of Main and Fraser, and I made it to third floor Old Main, and the oldest building on campus, however, is a fun place to be.
So it's funny because I was just reminiscing about the changes from when I was a student until now. And when I was a student, I remember taking math classes in trailers in the parking lot where CVSL is currently.
I mean, UF has just grown so much, I think, physically on main campus, but also I could talk more about the growth at the horse farms, really developed the equestrian farms into just larger facilities with more riding areas, can accommodate more students.
When they were getting ready to tear down the houses on College Street, I reached out to Myron Cobb and just said, hey, can we take one more stroll through my mom's house before that comes down? And he's like, oh my gosh, that is such a cool thing. Yes, absolutely. So we brought my mom and she gave us a tour of her old home, which I'd never been in because people had lived there. So we took a couple of the doors that were still on the hinges from the house so that she could have those as special memories. So
the other thing that always stands out to me on this campus is just how much we've grown over the years. I mean, and we still are able to keep that small school atmosphere, and that's what has amazed me.
When I was a student here, the Western Farm, didn't even have like one of the main riding arenas that we use every day right now that was newly constructed when I returned. The animal science farm, which is located on the same campus as the Western farm, that's really grown, in size and scope, and the amount of animals and students that go through that facility. And I just think that kind of growth has been incredible to see.